From this video, you will be learning image formats, among that image capturing formats and image storage formats. Among the image store formats, PostScript, GIF and TIFF explanation is present in this video. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, share this video link with your friends, gain the knowledge and rule the world. Image formats. The literature describes many different kinds of image formats and distinguishes normally between image capturing and image storage formats. That is, the format in which the image is created during the digitization process and the format in which the images are stored and often transmitted from one place to another place using a communication network. So here the image format is nothing but the way how the image will be stored, the way how the images will be captured, and what is the kind of format in which that will be done. We have different kinds of image formats. We shall learn in detail regarding what are the various image formats while capturing, that means while creating an image, and what are the various kinds of image storage formats, that means the format in which the images will be stored in detail. Image capturing formats. The format of an image is defined by two parameters. The format of an image is defined by two parameters. One is a spatial resolution indicated in pixels and color encoding, which is measured in bits per second. The two parameters which will be considered or defined for image capturing formats are spatial resolution and color encoding. Spatial resolution is measured in terms of pixels and color encoding is measured bits per pixel. The value of both these parameters depend on the hardware and the software used to input and output the images. The values of both the parameters, that is the spatial resolution and the color encoding, depends upon the hardware and the software which has been used for the purpose of input and outputting the images. Image storage formats, that means the format in which the images will be stored. The store an image, the image is represented in a two-dimensional matrix and each of the value in a matrix will be corresponding to a data associated with one image pixel, and pixel is nothing but the smallest measurable unit of an image. The smallest addressable or unmeasurable unit of an image is called as a pixel. So each of the value which is present in a two-dimensional matrix will be corresponding to the data associated with one image pixel. In bitmaps, bitmaps is nothing but an array of pixels. So in bitmaps, these values are the binary numbers. That is in case of the black and white images. In case of the black and white images, the bitmaps will be a binary numbers which will be having only two values, either 0 or 1. 0 will be representing the one color and 1 will be representing another color. This is in case of a black and white images. Whereas in case of color images, the values can be one of the following. The first one is three numbers that normally specify the intensity of red, green and blue components, because the color images or a color in a television will be created by using the combination of RGB component, that is the red, green and blue colors intensity will be creating a color in a television. Also in case of images, also three numbers that normally specify the intensity of red, green and blue components. And the second one is three numbers representing references to a table that contains the intensity values of red, green and blue components. Three numbers representing a reference to a table, and that table will be consisting of red, green and blue intensities. And the third one is a single number that works as a reference to a table. A single number that works as a reference to a table containing the color triplets. That color triplets is nothing but it will be containing the intensities of red, green and blue color. And the fourth one is an index pointing to another set of data structure which will be representing an colors, that is an indirect addressing. Assuming that there is a sufficient memory available, an image can be stored in an uncompressed RGB triplets, that is an red, green, blue color intensities can also be stored in an uncompressed format. The storage space is scarce. That means in case of if the storage space is less, then the images should be compressed in a suitable way. If there is no scarcity of an image storage space, then the images can be stored in an uncompressed format. If there is a scarcity of an storage space, then the images should be compressed in a suitable way for the purpose of storing an image. When storing an image, the information about each pixel, that is the value of each color channel in each pixel, has to be stored. As I told, a pixel is the smallest measurable unit in an image. The smallest addressable part of an image is called as a pixel. The additional information may be associated to the images as a whole, such as width, height, depth, and even the name of a person who has created the images can also be stored as an additional information with the image information. That means the information of an image which will be consisting of the color triplets, the value of an image, along with that one the additional information such as height, width, depth and the person who has created the image can also be stored. The necessity to store such image properties such as size, width, then color, then the name of the person who has been created the image, these kind of properties can be stored. And because of the necessity to store such image properties, it has led to a number of flexible image storage formats, and those includes RIF, resource interchange file format, or a BRIM, which has been derived from RIF, which are often used in a database systems for the purpose of storing the images. And RIF will be including the formats for bitmaps, vector drawings, animations, audio and video images. In BRIM, an image consisting of width, height, authoring history, field specifying the generation process as well as the modifications can be stored. And the other kinds of the most popular image storing formats include PostScript, GIF, a graphics interchange format, XBM, portable bitmap, PBM, that is an bitmap, JPEG, TIFF, tagged image file format, PBM and BPM. We'll be learning in detail regarding all these kind of an image storage formats. Among the image storage formats, the first one is the PostScript. The PostScript is an fully fledged programming language optimized for printing, graphics and text, whether it might be on a paper, film or CRT, that is a cathode ray tube. It can be used for the purpose of displaying, for the purpose of printing as well as for the film. It is a programmed language which is optimized for printing, graphics and text. It was introduced by Adobe in the year 1985. The main purpose of the PostScript was to provide a convenient language in which to describe images in a device independent manner. That means the main intention was to describe image on any devices. The PostScript in practice files do make assumptions about the target devices, such as resolutions and number of paper trays it has. So PostScript files do make assumptions about the target devices. So it is a bad practice and limits the portability. It is a bad practice and limits the portability. Which one? Because it makes assumption about the target devices. During its lifetime, the PostScript has been developed into various levels, and the most recent being level 3. So we have three kinds of PostScript levels: PostScript level 1, level 2 and PostScript level 3. Level 3 is the most recent being, which has been developed for the purpose of storing an image. The first kind among the PostScript image storage format is level 1, that is the PostScript level 1. The PostScript level 1 is the first generation, and it was designed mainly as a page description language, introducing the concept of a scalable fonts. That means a font was available as either 10 or 12 points, but not in any arbitrary intermediate size. This format was the first to allow high quality font scaling, this so-called Adobe Type 1 font format. The main thing about the level 1 is it has designed for the purpose of page description language, and it has introduced font size. Font size was either 10 or 12 points, and we cannot have in between 10 and 12. That means the intermediate size has been not allowed. And for this purpose, the level 1 PostScript is called as an Adobe Type 1 font format, and it was highly quality font scaling. Then the next one is PostScript level 2. In level 2 PostScript, according to the first generation, here it was having a huge step forward, as it allowed filling of patterns and regions, whereas in case of a first generation it was supporting only the font sizes of 10 or 12 points, whereas in case of a second level it has made a huge step forward, as it allowed filling of patterns and regions, though normally it was unnoticed by non-expert users. The improvements of this generation include better control of free storage areas in the interpreter, larger number of graphic primitives, more efficient text processing, and complete color concept for both device dependent and device independent color management. So these are the advantages of level 2 PostScript: large number of graphic primitives, free storage area in interpreter, more efficient text processing, complete color concept both for device dependent as well as device independent color management. The next one is the level 3 PostScript. Level 3 PostScript expands the previous generation advanced features for modern digital document processing. So whatever the features which have been present in second and first, those have been supported for modern digital processing. That is, the advanced features for modern digital processing of the previous generation has been expanded, as document creators draw on varieties of sources and increasingly rely on color to convey their messages. So it was the main feature of the second PostScript level was color management for both device dependent and device independent. So it has been expanded so that The user can convey the information through their message by relying on the color. Like that, whatever the previous generations advanced features were there, those have been expanded for the purpose of making the digital document processing in a modern style. The second kind of image storage formats is graphics interchange format, GIF, graphics interchange format. So graphics interchange format was developed by CompuServe Informe in the year 1987. CompuServe Informe 1987. Three variations of GIF format are in use. The original one is GIF 87, which became a de facto standard because of its many advantages over the other formats. GIF images are compressed to 20 to 25% of the original size with no loss in image quality using a compression algorithm called LZW. LZW is the name of an algorithm. So using that algorithm, here the images can be compressed to 20% to 25% without loss in the image quality. Means if the original size is 100 KB, we can reduce it to 20 KB or to 25 KB. That means within 20 to 25 KB, we can reduce a file of 100 KB and the image quality will not be lost by using an algorithm, and that algorithm is compression algorithm, and that name is LZW. That is, the GIF images are compressed. The GIF images are compressed to 20 to 25% of the original size without loss in the image quality by using a compression algorithm, that is LZW. GIF has three variations. Among that, the first variation is GIF 87A, and it has become a de facto standard because of its many advantages over the other formats of an GIF. The next variation of GIF image store format is GIF 87A. GIF 87A is the next update to the format of an GIF image store format, and it is an GIF 89A specification. GIF 89A added some useful features including the transparent GIFs. It also added the other features. Among that, the most important feature is transparent graphics image interchange format. Graphics interchange format, and that format is of a transparent graphics interchange format. Unlike the original GIF specification, that was the GIF 87A, which supports only 256 colors, the GIF 24 update supports true 24-bit colors, which enables you to use more than 16 million colors. One drawback to use 24-bit color is that before a 24-bit image can be displayed on an 8-bit screen, it must be deterred. What actually the deterring mean? Deterring is nothing but creating the illusion of color depth in the image with the limited color palette. Deterring is creating the illusion of a color depth in images with a limited color palette. That means you need to make the illusion of having a color with the limited color itself. Before a 24-bit image can be displayed on an 8-bit screen, it must be deterred. That means you need to make an illusion of having more color with using a limited color palette, which requires a processing time and may also distort the image. GIF 24 uses a compression technique, and that is called PNG. So these are the three variations of GIF, and the first variation, that is GIF 87A, is the de facto because of many features which it has supported. Next kind of image storage format is TIFF, tagged image file format. The tagged image file format was designed by Audels Corporation and Microsoft Company in the year 1987. Audels Corporation and Microsoft in the year 1987 to allow portability and hardware independency for image encoding. Audels has developed an TIFF designed file format of the image for portability and hardware independency of image encoding. It has become a de facto standard format. It can save images in almost infinite number of variations. That is, an TIFF image file format can save the image in almost infinite number of variations. As a result, no available image application can claim to support all TIF/TIFF file variations, but most support a large number of variations. The TIFF file format will be supporting to save the image in almost infinite number of variations such as GIF, X11, B11, bitmap, Bixmap, GIF, and the other kind of variations such as the PostScripts. The TIFF documents contains two components. One is the baseline part, another one is the second part, and that will be an extension. The baseline part will be describing the properties that should support display programs. The baseline part will be describing the properties which will support the display programs of an image, and the second part are the extensions that are used to define properties, that is the use of CMYK color model to represent print colors. The second part will be an extension, and that is used for the purpose of defining the color model for the purpose of printing the colors. The first one will be providing the properties or describing the properties of the display programs that it should support, whereas the second part is an extension which will be defining the properties of color model to represent print colors. An important basis to be able to exchange images is whether or not a format supports various color models. That means to have an exchange of an images, it depends on what kind of system you are going to use and what kind of a system, that is what kind of an format it will be supporting, whether that format will support the various color models. The TIFF, that is a tagged image file format, will be supporting binary levels, gray levels, palettes, RGB and CMYK colors. That means it will be supporting the color model as well as the binary model, gray model and palette model and RGB model of colors. Whether or not an application supports the color system specified in TIF extensions depends upon the respective implementation. That means how the particular image will be implemented, it depends upon whether it is going to support the TIFF extensions of the color which has been present in the image of the file format TIFF. TIFF supports a broad range of compression methods, whereas the GIF, the graphics image file format, will be supporting the type of compression, and that compression algorithm is LZW, whereas the TIF supports a broad range of compression methods. TIF differs from other image file formats in its generics. In general, the TIF file format can be used to encode graphical contents in different ways. For example, to provide the preview for quick review of an images in the image archives without the need to open the image file. The TIF will be supporting the graphical contents in a different ways. That means we will be able to see what is present in the image without opening the image. As an example is, it provides a previews, that is the thumbnails. Using an thumbnails, you can quickly review the image without need to open the particular image file.